Hello, YouTube. All right. I didn't start filming this until I got halfway through it and realized, you know what, I better document what's going on so you guys understand how things suddenly magically work. As you know, my overhead vent for the stove area was not working. And there were all sorts of loose wires. This is just part of the wiring that was there that was loose. I didn't know what was going on. I tried to connect wires. They didn't come on. I ended up taking the whole vent down. You know, it was screwed up there. And I took it down. And then found out that these wires here weren't even hooked up to anything. The power wires right there. I think those are 12-volt wires. So what I'm going to do is rewire those to these two. Which I assume these are the wires that control the switch here for the fan. And if that all works, then the fan works and I can get this screwed back up there and we'll be able to vent when I cook in here. I can just turn it on and it'll vent and blow out through that side vent right there, that little hole. So that's the theory. So what we're going to do is basically hook up white to white and the black to the green and see if we can get it to come on. Alright, as far as I know, I have everything wired up correctly. Black to black, which is green on this case, and white to white. Now let's try turning it on. And there we go. The fan is working. I don't know if you can hear that. Listen. I don't think it has multiple speeds, but that doesn't matter. As long as it comes on and sucks air out. Hopefully it sucks out and doesn't blow in. Otherwise polarity is reversed. So what we're going to do is try to screw this guy back up. And I should have a working overhead vent area. And that means I can cook and vent out and blow out all the smoke and smells, which I hadn't been able to do since I got the RV. So that's one thing done. I'm not sure what was going on. They had this wire sticking out from underneath, all sorts of weird stuff. It's one of the issues with getting an RV that somebody started to work on. You don't know what they're doing. And it looked like it had been modified and all sorts of other weird stuff. So at this point, it looks like it's wired correctly. Thank goodness there's a 12-volt line right there. So we're going to go ahead and hook everything back up and see if we can't get this working. Alright. I basically put up the screws that were up there. I know it's hard to see, but there are little screws. Wow, this is such an issue focusing. I was able to get these little screws to screw in, 4 of them. And the unit comes on, but doesn't do multiple speed, but I don't care, but it does come on and works. Now what's interesting is, it's supposed to suck up, but see, when I put it here, it actually blows down. You see it's blowing down, but if I put it by the vent, it sucks it up like it's supposed to. So it is working correctly with the fan, but this area right here with it blowing out, I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. I think there might be a piece of something that is supposed to sit here, a piece of metal or something. I'll have to cut a piece of plastic or something to fit this hole, because otherwise this is going to blow the smoke into the vehicle. So this has probably got to be sealed. And then it's supposed to suck out just from there. I don't know why it blows out here. It's supposed to blow out there in the back. So sealing this will force the air to blow in the back. So I do need to make another piece of something. Have to cut some wood or some plastic or something to fit this hole right here. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Right here, this is blowing out. It needs to be sealed so that it blows out that way, outside of the vehicle. So I think that'll fix it once I figure out what to do with the piece of plastic or whatever that's missing there. Alright, I measured this distance here for this opening, and it appears to be 3 1/4 inches wide by 9.5 inches long. So I found a piece of scrap here from my panel, which I'm going to cut 3 1/4 by 9.5, and we're going to try to slide it up there and see if this doesn't help to block that vent hole, so that air will suck out instead of blowing all over the place. Right, I've got the inverter running right now, and I'm going to try to cut this panel here that I've measured 3 1/4 inches wide by 9.5 inches long to cover that little hole right there on the fan overhead exhaust. And with luck, this will fit perfectly. We'll find out. I've got the inverter running and the car running to generate electricity, so we're going to try to cut this right now. side cut, and hopefully this will be correct. Alright, it's not perfect. Not perfect, but hopefully good enough. We'll try it out. Alright, let's try to size this thing here and see if we can't get this to fit. And there's like little ledge thingies there that it's supposed to catch under, but I see it might be a little bit too tight. So what I'm going to do is get some pliers or screwdrivers or something and just pry it open just a little bit to make it a little bit bigger. That way this will fit in there. Alright, and trying to fit it up there, I can see, one, I cut this a little too short. It should have actually been just a little bit more, but I think we can make this work. But this side up here coming up, it's too long. So I'm going to have to trim it down right here to this edge to get it to fit. Alright, after trimming it a bit, I can see I got it to fit, but it still needs to be adjusted right there, so we're going to need a screwdriver to pry that open and force it in. Same with the other side, and hopefully that'll lock it. Then we'll try it out and see if the air force is outside instead of inside. Alright, I've bent the tabs to try to get it to lock into place. And it may not be perfect, but I'm hoping it's good enough, so let's try it out. Turn the fan on. Okay, the fan is on. We'll take our little piece here, put it underneath, not doing anything, and it's pulling it, and I don't feel stuff blowing here. So it looks like it's working. So at this point, we have venting available for the oven. And stoked. Yeah. So this will blow. This doesn't blow air down now. Otherwise, it would have blown air all over the place. So that piece of metal was missing, and we replaced it using that board and the panel. And now we got a working vent. Means I can cook now and have all the smoke and stuff blow out instead of. I might even be able to put my oven right up here. So that's an option, is to potentially put the oven here and let it vent all out, you know. But it might be better to keep the stove here, pans and stuff when they boil. That might be better. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and keep it. But I might build a new top here, a new cooking surface, because I don't really use the liquid propane system. It may be better. Let me turn this fan off. That is a 12-volt fan, so I'll be able to use it whether or not I'm using the inverter or gas or running off a 12-volt system, whether or not I'm using electric or butane or propane. It should vent. It's independent of everything. It's a 12-volt light, like the light system, so everything should be not connected. That means that I'll be able to cook stuff here, which I think I'm going to build a new little... I might even remove this, or... Let me see what's going on with this right now. We got kind of a mess here because of me doing all this stuff. Those little silver things you see there are magnets, but they didn't work so well. They kind of fell apart. But see, this thing comes up, and what I might do is just have it go back like that. Oh, we got water. That's great. There was water up in there. That's not good. That's very bad. I don't know how that water got up in there. There was water up in there. So anyhow, what we're going to do is have this thing back up like this. Yeah, more water. I don't know where the water's coming from. There must be a leak. Maybe from rain coming through there and then coming out through here. I don't know. But yeah, there was definitely water up in this thing. Look at that, more water coming out. It's coming from this thing. It's catching water along the lip. Somehow. Look at that. Look at all that water coming down. So... I definitely need to clean off that water, but then I'm going to throw that back and then make a new cooking surface here. So I'm going to make my own little custom area here for the rice cooker, the butane, all the, I mean not the butane, but the I don't know if that's called a hot plate, the heating element. So we just need to finish up that back wall, because that back wall looks really ugly. And I need to basically clean it up, just make it look nicer. Because it's you know, it's looking like a disaster in here right now. But there's been a lot of building going on. Oh, I know what it is. There's a hole here. I just busted that. Crap, I just busted my water. That's where that water came from. when I moved that thing, it must have cut it. Something cut it. So that's where the water came from. Now we know. That was a lot of water that got lost. A quarter of a gallon. So we'll go ahead and clean that up, dry it off, and then close this project out. And the next time you see this, hopefully, maybe I'll have a new cooking surface on here, the custom-made cooking surface that I can use to basically give me more room to cook, so we can do some better cooking with the Noi episodes. I also need to fix the back wall area to make it look nicer, because right now it looks kind of nasty. Well, thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative, if not educational or entertaining. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for this channel to help us out. And if you enjoy the videos, be sure to tap the notification bell so you always get notified of the latest updates. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.